Look how clean the fields is for a start. Look at that. That's pure greenery. That's what you need for. Look at that. One bush there, two bush there. It's just. How does one come up with this? You just have to come to accept London has graffiti every now and then. Now, if you're a university student, I wish you well in finding work experience. Hello everyone, my name is Sunny, and it's going to be a perfect day today because we're going to go to a place sort of aptly named kind of after me, well, more or less with me, and it's in North London. Hello, Hendon, that's the area we're in, and let's do this. Let's just enjoy what it is to be adventurizing in a park just literally behind me. We'll see, come. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone, all the genders, welcome to Sunny Hill Park. That's right, named after me. Well, I'm sure it was built before me, but still, the thought counts. Let's do this, and if for all the university students behind me, good luck, and wish me well. Okay, so as you already can tell, it's a traditional park, so we've got to sort of keep standards. Obviously, you know, two sorts of bins for the things. Wow, I'm liking it already. By the way, you just have to understand this is the suburban side of London, so things are going to be kept calm for the most part. There will be some views, hopefully, and as you know, I'm always a sucker for views, so I'll definitely show you them. I mean, possibly you could probably see some behind me, behind the fence of someone's residence. You've got to be careful. You've got to be careful. And actually, I found a better view. Take a look at that. That is looking from North London to sort of northwest London, if I'm correct. Well, either way, around the same area. Whoa! Look at this expansive horizon here. You can feel the bushes, well, the trees, by the trees sort of coming out a bit. Well, I'll give him some leaves, but look at this. Expansive horizons and the backyard of someone's home here. So peaceful. I wonder if this is the place where the university students come and enjoy. I don't see any so far. Just gonna have to make this one epic. And some students there in the distance studying for a future that might not happen just yet because of unforeseen technologies arising, but that's fine. Look at this. This is the view we've been waiting for. This is Sunny Hill Park. You can't go wrong with it. A park named after me, that is. Well, came after me. No, before after me. No. Well, I'm gonna have to inform you folks that lately we've been having such terrible weather. It's been raining almost every single day, grey skies, not much vitamin D, especially it's not good for us brown folks, so be sure to tab up if you can, in a good way. But today is just, I like today, it's just been an absolute pleasurable day of sunlight and perfect for the name of my channel, so if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do. And obviously you might be wondering why I have to walk through the grass when I can walk through the path, but I wanted to cut corners because it looks pretty cool just to get up to that graffiti there. Normally I'd be assessing for threat dangers and dodgy folks. I don't see much, but if there was, once again, I would probably sort of give you guys a glimpse if there was any. But so far, so good. Despite the graffiti at the back, but we still want to kind of see it anyway. As I've learned from my previous vlog, that occasional London graffiti, it sort of adds to the ambience of our times, and there's no harm in that anymore now. It's just too late if there was to be removed. Okay, maybe it wasn't such a good idea walking in the muddy greenery. But look at this view. This is it. It is phenomenal. We're nearly there, folks. We're nearly there. Now, as I say, North London, Hendon, potentially you could take the Northern Line, the Black Line, on the northern side of London, get off at Hendon, take a bus, come down here, and you're there. It shouldn't take you too long, but it will wait. It's there for you. I love it. It's actually just simply beautiful. I can see the bottom of a plane. That's amazing. Not in a dodgy way, but in a cool, cinematic way, that is. Right, guys, I made it to the graffiti. As you can already see, it's kind of like a work of art. I like the shade of sort of aqua blue and a purple there. Gotta be a bit more vibrant with the colours. There's some pink there, so it might be a lady that's drawn this, and it's pretty snazzy. It's, you know, got to give kudos to where artistic merit is drawn and given to certain genders half the time in a jokey, unserious manner. And there's a nice sort of a bluey one here. It's sort of, you just have to come to accept London has graffiti every now and then in many of its parks, and there's no harm about that anymore. As I say, guys, let's just accept, let's just be diverse about it. Okay, so I forgot there was a third graffiti that looks like it says MO, so that must be Mo that's been here, probably. Morty, that makes sense. I don't know what the other one says, Bart, Bait, I don't know, that might be a bit dodgy, but Morty and Mo. If you're somewhere there, I've seen your graffiti and I've got it on it's going to be on YouTube. I can do this. You know, we've seen the views. Let's just be a little bit more cinematic with them. I'm going to go a bit more into the hill itself, undergoing all this dodgy stuff. Don't worry, it's not much to hurt you or anything like that. It's relatively clean. Look how clean the fields is for a start. Look at that. That's pure greenery. That's what you need for the tree lovers. Yeah, not much, but for the tree lovers out there. Let's take some cinematic shots now. And another sort of graffiti with a purple, pinky, violet-y kind of outline. And if you can see up there in the tree, that's what you call pollution for the trees. A bit like plastics in the ocean. Poor bag. So we're sort of moving away from that side and erring towards the right side, which is the good thing. And as you can see, more viewpoints of a different highway, motorway as they say. Peaceful. This is one of those viewpoints where you don't really see much skyscrapers, but you see a lot of the residential areas of North London, and you just have to sort of wonder what it is to be, you know, to be a local around here, to sort of enjoy the viewpoint you have. You've been tasked with. You have to go out here and explore. You've got to be careful walking these fields a little bit, but still, this is just engrossing. This is just encapsulating. This is just meditative. Although I do miss the London skylines at times, but we do get something else different here. If you can see from behind me, let's go show you better. If you can see the hoop-like structure up there, you can see that's Wembley Stadium. That's a spectacle here, comparing it to its later sort of views. Look at that. This is Sunny Hill Park. There you go. You can hear sirens, by the way, in the distance. I'm sure something good is happening. Yeah. There's a sort of a uniqueness to this park, I have to say. You know, there's residentials here, there's a viewpoint there, another viewpoint there, interspersed with some trees in between to sort of block out the other viewpoints. And look, looks like there's more hills up ahead. I'm telling you that this park might just seem like a suburban kind of open viewpoint park, but there is some unique to its design, and you can't fault it. That has to be congratulated. It's got to be appreciated. Okay, well, here's another bench, but has seen better days. But interestingly enough, once again, noticed the purple and pink, and now red. I wonder what's going on here. What kind of affiliations in a laughing manner? But I don't mind the purple. I don't mind the pink, but I don't mind any of this to not be here anymore. Well, remember, folks, chances are you're probably not going to appreciate this, but for the folks that live around here and maybe even the homes behind, they'll probably come down here often, and they just probably think about life and the troubles and all these kind of things that go around. You don't always need to be presented with such beautiful skyscrapers. You can be presented by 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this. Look at this. This is a view. This is a view. 1, 2, 3, 4 trees. 1, 2, 3, 4 homes. I can see the backside of another aircraft there. I quite like this. Those steps leading up to those cool homes that none of us could ever potentially afford, unless I get subscribed. And then you get presented with such a view of this bench. Judging by the sort of trimmed out hedges, this definitely looks a bit more of the trimmed outsides of the park. Look at that, 1 bush there, 2 bush there. It's just, how does one come up with this? You're going to be on tape, squirrel. You're going to be on tape. You can see that seat. Oh, yeah. Well, hope you get reported. Kidding. I'm kidding. It's an animal. It's got rights, like other animals these days. And just at the bottom of the park, as we sweep away to our left, upwards with the trees and the homes in the distance. But behind me is this. A never-ending mirage of trees, dead trees-ish, and a highway in the back. You know what? Let's just go check this place out. I mean, I don't want to look dodgy, but wish me well, and I shall be safe for now. Come. You nearly got me there. Cool. All this rubbish here. What could be going on here? Now, in case I don't make it back home, just tell my family and friends I love them for the most part. I wonder who's got investments in Dulux trade barrels here in the middle of nowhere. I've made it far, and just to give you context, that I've walked a handful of meters from there to the path here, and I think that lady might think I'm a bit of a weirdo, but still, look, freedom is there, the long walk to freedom. Behind me, you can find adventure in Sunny Hill Park. This must be sort of the Hall of Fame for mayors, but without the pictures, but with the trees. Hall of Fame. I think there might be a few more mayors down there that needs to be remembered. Brian Shammer. A tree for you. Another mayor there. That must be Mayor Avenue. Excellent. Behind me is the cafe of Sunny Hill Park. As you can see, it's just a little bit thriving by traditional standards. Alright guys, ladies and gentlemen, I believe I've made it to the exit. Look at this. My whole life's future belongs here after surviving Sunny Hill Park. Wow. Now I will say, as I depart from this vlog, I just want to say thanks for you guys you know, for watching it and keeping up with the impromptu adventures that I do. Even though surviving the trees was survivable easily peasily, there's no harm in not doing it again in a future time period of another different vlog for a sequel, as I like to introduce to my audience members, but there's no harm. But if you like what you see, you know what you have to do. If you don't like what you see, well then still come down here to Hendon, North London, to Sunny Hill Park. Look at that. I'd go a bit more closer, but there's a child's playground there, and I don't think that's advised to be filming there, if you know what I mean. But take care and stay safe, and I'll be fine once again. Thank you for joining me. The sun is out, of course. The sun is out. Once again, folks, I wish you well in finding work experience.